floor is yours.
Burn It Down podcast is now in session. Not Bristol. Man, I'm waiting for Bristol. New Hampshire in the books. Rain tires used. What's your opinion?
I think I seen a stat. This was I can't remember what the stat was. It was like the least amount of lead changes in a NASCAR race in like a long time. I forgot what it was.
Well, 305 laps. Christopher Bell led 149 of them.
Yeah, this is one of those. It's a short track. They don't have a good car for short track. And for some reason, I don't know why they're trying to stick with the same package over and over. And it's been, 3-4 years now on this. Why haven't they tried something different? But NASCAR is just being stupid stubborn.
Yeah, Reddick led 53. Todd Gilliland led 19. Chase Elliott led 41. And Hamlin led 43. So that's what? 1, 2, 3, 4 leaders in the whole race. I would, as much as we always bash NASCAR and their decisions, I do want to give them a lot of credit. Because Sunday morning, it did not look like this race was going to happen. Not till maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. They got it in. And I think with 53 laps to go, they almost got the whole thing in. I could be wrong on that stat. And then they did finish it out with wet weather tires. I didn't like that. I thought there was a point 20 laps after they went, and I think I texted you, they need to put slicks back on.
Well, I messaged you, and I'm not mad at the decision of starting on wet wear tires, but when the first caution came out and they said, nope, you gotta stay on the same tires, let them decide. This is the top professional sport. They know what the hell they're doing. Let them try slicks. That's what I was pissed about. It's like, nope, why are you dictating what they can or cannot do with tires? That's what I was mad about. That's what I was mad about. I was like, this is bullshit. Even I think it was Jeff Gluck was doing the same thing. He's like, they're at the top of NASCAR. It's not ARCA. They're the top. They have the top engineers, the top crew chiefs, the top car chiefs. Let them make the decision. Let them mess up. NASCAR has just got their hand and forcing them, and I don't know. I just like unless your tire went flat, you couldn't come in on pit and change a tire. Like that's bullshit.
I agree with you. I like I said, I was like, I understand just to get them racing and trying to get it done, they had to go with the wet weather tires. I don't know why, and I can't remember which accident it was.
The first caution that happened, it was like 20 or 30 laps in. Let them change. They said nope.
Yeah. Was that the Bush into or Gregson into Bush?
It was Gregson into Bubbles.
Bush.
Bubbles.
Oh yeah, Bubbles. He was involved.
Cocky mother.
At that point, they should have let them make the decision. If you want to stay on wet weather tires, knock yourself out. If you want to go to slicks, same thing.
Let them make the decision.
Because they would have chased that gray line and they would have dried it out. But I again is just like right now we're kind of bashing them for not letting them make the decision. I give them credit for getting that race in, and I'm with you. The car sucks, but it is what we got right now. It's going to take a change of leadership at the top to fix what we think or what we keep saying needs fixing. But I do give them credit for getting the race in and doing. Like I said, it was really when they went back racing, it was pretty wet.
Yeah, it was.
So give them credit. Equal opportunity credit and bashers. So let's just do it that way. But anyway, the results. Christopher Bell wins it.
Christopher Bell, he's been this is the third year he's in championship contender, and people for always some reason, I don't know why, don't have him on the watch list every year. I don't know why he's overshadowed, because he's, in my opinion, he's second to Kyle Larson in talent. I don't know why.
He's a good driver, but he's like hero or zero. He's either winning or wrecking.
He's been in the championship for 2 out of the last 3 years now. So he needs to be on the watch list, because he shouldn't be a dark horse.
Well, we're going to get down here in the next week or 2 or 3 where we're going to start making our predictions for the championship 16, and then, obviously on to the championship 4. But it is what it is, and I agree with you. I think he's a rather underrated, for whatever reason, driver. But he wins the race. Briscoe is second. Top 10, Barry, Larson, Busher, Reddick, Stenhouse, Nemechek, Truex, and Chastain. Ty Gibbs was 16th. Elliott was 18th. Hamlin ended up 24th. Blaney was 25th. Byron 26th.
Blaney would have been in the top 3 if it wasn't for Michael McDowell doing his stupid move.
I was wondering if you'd bring that up. Keselowski 28. Logano, man, they keep saying that Ford's got a problem. They do. There is something really bad wrong. But they said that last year. They said that the year before,
and they
ended
won
up winning
championship both years. Yeah.
Yep, both years. Bubbles back in 34th. Kyle Busch. I've saw a lot of things about him this week.
Who?
Kyle Busch.
Oh, is it Andy Petrie leaving the competitive thing? I think that has something to do with Kyle Busch. Like, there's something needs to happen. So I think Richard Childress is like, all right, we'll make a change at the top of the competitive, whatever Andy Petrie's title was. But it's more than just one person. It's a lot of other parts to that. Because Kyle Busch should be in the top 10 almost every week.
Andy Petrie retires from overseeing competition at Childress Racing.
Yeah.
Keith Rodden is named interim competition director. I've heard that name, but I do not know his history. But anyway, Kyle Busch 35th, Bowman, it was 36th. He lost an engine, which is a rare occurrence for Hendrick. So dead last. And the points. Kyle Busch reassumes the top position. He is tied point-wise with Chase Elliott, but he gets the point because of 3 wins and Chase has 1.
Stage points.
Well, it's 3 wins. That's the deciding factor. If they factor everything out for the regular season championship, wins will be the first thing they consider for the regular season championship. And what's funny is Kyle Larson has led 755 laps this year.
Missed the whole
Chase
race.
Elliott is in second position and he's only led 178.
Yeah.
That's like 600 less, and he's in second position. He has 9 top 10s along with Kyle Larson. Chase has 7 top 5s with Kyle Larson has 8. And we talked about the wins, and Kyle Larson has 1 less start. Kyle Larson has 8 stage wins, and again, that goes to the points that you were pointing out. But that's kind of amazing how that works out. Hamlin's in third, top 10. Truex, Reddick, Bell, Byron, Blaney.
I'm sorry to cut you off. I want to go back to Chase Elliott for a second. Did you know he broke a record?
All right, what's that?
I'm trying to find the exact thing. Okay, Chase Elliott is the first driver in 33 years to start a NASCAR Cup Series with 18 straight top 20 finishes.
Oh yeah, they did mention that this week on TV.
Yeah, guess who was the other person to do that? So it would have been 33 years
It's
ago.
got to be Gordon or Earnhardt.
Nah, it was 1991.
Oh, Wayback Machine.
Yeah.
Petty?
No.
Waltrip?
No. Close. Same sponsor as Waltrip. He drove a Tide car. Huh?
Rudd?
Yep. Ricky
Rudd?
Yep. Ricky Rudd is he's the only Force driver to do it in the entirety of the modern era.
Wow.
I thought that was pretty cool.
That is.
Now,
they made a lot of noise about that this weekend, that he's been so consistent.
Yeah.
Time for me to start using him in the fantasy league because I'm getting my ass kicked. I don't know where I left off. Reddick was in 5th. Round out the top 10. You got Bell, Byron, Blaney, Chastain, Keselowski, Gibbs, Bowman, Busher, Logano. Bubba's in 15th. I don't know how in the hell he's doing that.
And he's not going to make it. He's out.
Nah, Briscoe is in 16th. Kyle Busch is in 17th. And again, that is just the top 16 in the regular season championship. And I don't need that. I don't need that. I need the plays. The playoff picture. That's what I want. So I think Bubba fell out this week.
He's 15th.
No, he's 17th. He's out.
Oh, for the wins? Oh, the playoff picture?
For the playoff.
Oh, yeah, Bubba's 17th, minus 13, yeah.
Yeah. You got, obviously,
if
Larson.
If Kyle Busch wins, I think Josh Berry, the way he's been running, he has an easy chance to win. McDowell has a chance to win on one of these road courses. Like, Chase Briscoe has a chance. He finished well this week, too. Like, there's no way Bubba wins or gets in without a miraculous win.
Yeah, he's going to have to come up with a win because that's the only way he's going to get in. He's not going to point his way in.
Sorry, Bubbles.
Yeah, 13 above the cut line is Logano. Busher is 50. Bowman is 59. Gibbs is 82.
Ross can win, too, but
I would say Gibbs, Chastain, and Truex are comfortable, barring, what do we got, 6, 7 more races in the, something like that?
Look. We have Nashville, Chicago, Pocono, Indy, Richmond, Michigan, then Daytona. So we have 8 races.
So, all right.
Daytona
There's
and then
possibility.
Darlington. Which why would they do that? Wasn't Daytona like the last race before playoffs last year? Now it's Darlington.
It was.
Now it's Darlington playoffs.
Well, we got what we got. But you've got, Bubba could win one of these races. Briscoe is on the cusp.
Yeah.
And with new life and a pep in his step, you got Kyle Busch. If RCR gets their heads out,
he can win any one of these races. Let's be honest. Busch, if he
Josh Berry, who's been amazing.
Yep.
And like you said, McDowell. Ricky Stenhouse is another wild card that could win at a place like Daytona. Eric Jones. So you've got about 6 of those below the cut line that could win still yet. But you've got Truex, Chastain, Gibbs, Bowman, Buescher, and Logano above the cut line that haven't won yet. So it's going to be interesting to see how it comes down to at the end. And for the championship 16, you got Larson, Hamlin, Bell, and Byron, each with 3 wins. And then with 1 win apiece, you got Elliott, Reddick, Blaney, Keselowski, Suarez, who I'm going to say it right now when we start talking championship, he's out the first round, and Cindric. So without any multiple winners, Truex is the only one, in my opinion, that's safe in on points. He's 155 above. I would say Chastain and Gibbs are comfortable. But you got Bowman, Buescher, and Logano 59, 50, and 13 above the cut line. They need to be worried. So that covers that. We weren't even close on our predictions. I predicted Busch for the win. Of course, we know what happened there. You took Truex. You did win it, but he
got spun or something when that kind of ruined
yeah,
his
he
day.
was in 9th.
He was coming, but he got spun. Blaney got spun.
There was a lot of dumb stuff happen. We already talked about Bowman blowing up. And we talked about that, so that's done.
Smoked you in fantasy.
Yeah, you did.
I'm almost 100 ahead of you now.
Yeah, enjoy it.
96 ahead.
Because this is coming back to you this year.
Nope, it's going to stay with you. You need to decorate it.
Well, if I get to keep it, I'm going to put Christmas lights on. So, let's see. I want to make sure I've covered everything on the news end of things. Here we go. We talked about Andy Petrie. The big one, well, Matty D was DQ'd in the Xfinity race for loose lugs. It's a stupid rule. You know what? They finished the race. The lugs were still on. They were just loose. They weren't torqued to spec. It's got to stop. This micromanaging, run what you brung. And if you make it to the end, okay. It's insane. In all the, I'm not sure where there's 3 charters from Stewart-Haas that are going out. I know, was it Trackhouse got one? Is that true? Or
no, front row.
Front row.
Front row is the only one that's getting guaranteed. That they've already announced that they're going to 3 charters.
All right. So there's still 2 hanging out there that they don't know where they're going. But Gene Haas has announced that he is going to keep one of those starters in Field Cup team.
Yeah. Stewart just pointed out, and he's like, all right, that's it. That's Gene Haas, something automotive or whatever it's called.
Yeah, he's going to keep a Cup team and 2 Xfinity teams. So
And
he's going to keep that going. And it was Gene Haas when...
expect Cole Custer to take that car. They're not. I don't think they're going to keep any of those drivers. I think Cole Custer is going to get in there because of his daddy.
Well, I don't disagree with you on that. And then we had the big announcement this week that wasn't so big because somebody let it out of the bag.
Yeah, he
Chase
let that one out good.
Yeah, by accident. Chase Briscoe is going to JGR in the 19 car to replace Martin Truex Jr. I think it's a good move.
I'm surprised because if you remember back when this all happened with Kyle Larson, Tony wanted Kyle Larson in that car. But Ford goes, no, we put so much money into Chase Briscoe, you must take him. So now he's leaving Ford to go to Toyota. So it's pretty much that Ford forcing Chase to go there screwed him, because if Kyle Larson went there, they wouldn't be closing down because they would have had a championship and winning races. So it's literally on, I hate to say it, this is on Ford's fault. Hate to say it.
Yeah, it is.
They've
made a lot of bad decisions, and
they should have never swapped out from Chevy. I am sorry. And being affiliated with Hendricks, should have never swapped out.
No,
Stuart Haas. That's dumb.
Well, they had a good affiliation with Penske at the time. But look at that stable from when Stewart first took over. You had Tony, yeah, you had Danica, you had Clint, you had Harvick,
You had Newman and Kurt Busch. You had all great drivers, yeah. Besides Danica, but she brought sponsorship, which was meant money. So
yeah, and it brought attention.
Yep.
And you know, there's no bad attention. So I'm just sad to see it, but I think Tony's kind of like most of real fan NASCAR world. He's just done with the BS. He's just done with it. It's like, it's too hard.
I think he'll come back if it becomes more money logical for him to come back. And new leadership, honestly, because they don't listen to shit for ownership. They don't listen to the owners, and there's no clarity. There's no back and forth. So he's like, all right, fine, I'm out.
And they change the rule book to their liking when they want to.
Yep. And there's no explanation, no nothing. There's no communication,
and I still say this one vendor part business is one of the worst things they've ever done, because you're taking all the creativity. Yeah, do your policing. That's fine. I mean, you can remember when we used to walk through the garage and see the claw come down on these cars, and they had, you know, one for Toyota, one for Dodge, one for Chevy, one for Ford. They didn't do anything but make their life easier by only having one metrics, and now they use lasers instead of the claw. But they've done nothing for the sport. They've done everything for themselves, and all they do is collect money off of people doing what they've done all their lives, finding the gray areas, you know, seeing where you can do something you shouldn't do and get away with it.
Yeah.
And that's all, you know. Was it last year or the year before when they found Hamlin and Kyle Busch had those little spacers under the wrap? Okay. Maybe they should have looked at the body contour and said, hey, that's a good idea. Instead of DQing them and calling it cheating. It's insane. And my philosophy, and it's always been, it's the way I raised you. Life isn't fair. Figure out the best way to do things and be better than the guy that's competing for your position or your area. You know what I'm saying? And if you can do that, then you win. It I don't know. I know they need to have a certain level of policing. You can't go run jet fuel in the cars.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. But they need to get rid of this, in my opinion, this single vendor for all manufacturers parts. Let Toyota come up with their own system. Let Ford, GM, and if any of them come up with a better idea, let the others catch up. I mean, you're supposed to bring the best thing you can bring and go as fast as you can go for the longest time until you see the checker flag. And it's not about that anymore. I mean, this is liberal. Everybody should be equal BS, and that's not what racing is about. And they got to stop it. They're killing it. But anywho, I'll get off my soapbox. I tried real hard to keep politics out of that. But we're going to Nashville, unless you got anything else to cover with New Hampshire. No?
Huh?
I said we're going to Nashville unless you got anything else to
No.
cover with.
No.
All right. We've only been there in the Cup Series 3 times. Your winners are Elliott Chastain and Kyle Larson. Those that have top 10s, Larson, Bell, Chastain with 3, Hamlin, Logano, Elliott and Byron with 2, and then you have a slew of them 1. But again, that's your top 10s I like to look at, and then your average finishes. Your best average finish is Ross Chastain. With a 2.7, you got Larson at a 3.3. And then down to the top 10, you got Bell, Hamlin, Suarez, Logano, Jones, Dillon, Kyle, and Ty Gibbs. And I'd take Harvick and Kurt Busch out of there. So, with that being said, let me get my little chart made up here. And then we're going to have to go back to standings. I think that's standings. Yes. Who are you taking for the win?
I don't know. I mean, I know Ross is good, but also that's like the obvious pick. But
That's who I'm taking.
I'll say Joey. Just get off his little bad stuff.
And then your dark horse?
That's gonna be every week until he's top 25. He's just that good. Well, been running well. It's Justin Haley.
51?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm taking Eric Jones. And I saw that they've got the head-to-heads up. Where'd it go?
Yeah, they do.
I
It's
lost it.
Christopher Bell over Byron, or which one, or Byron.
Um,
I'm gonna say Bell. He's just been on a roll.
I agree with you on that.
And the next one's Chastain or Truex.
I'm taking Chastain.
Same. And the next one is Hamlin or Elliott.
Ooh,
I'll say Chase.
I'm with you on that.
And the next one is Reddick or Busher, and I'll say Reddick.
We agree 100%. All right. Nashville. Concrete. It's one of 3 concrete tracks, the others being Bristol and Darlington. All 3 different configurations. The only difference is Nashville's a lot flatter.
Mm-hmm.
There's nowhere near as much banking as Darlington and or Bristol by far. So it should be interesting. Tire wear is going to be an issue because they are really going to throw it into the corners trying to get the grip. But I do look forward to it. Should be a good race. So with that, not going to bore the folks. You got anything else?
Nope, I couldn't find anything. I was looking.
Yeah, I don't think there was any penalties that I can find. I've looked. Let me refresh just to make sure because I love J-Ski. Valvoline expands sponsorship with Hendrick. They want to pat themselves on the back. New Hampshire was another right step in the direction for NASCAR. No, it wasn't. More just I don't see anything.
Yeah, there's nothing.
Oh, there is some. They're talking about several changes to the 2025 playoff.
Till they announce it, I don't know.
Yeah, they haven't announced it. They're saying Worldwide Technology Raceway it's a gateway, and New Hampshire are expected to shift into the playoffs. Darlington is also expected to go back into the playoffs, and I do like that. There's 3 new additions to its playoff schedule. Atlanta, Watkins Glen, and Homestead, Miami will transition to the 26 regular season races. And they're saying the non-points clash may be held at Bowman Gray Stadium and not Rockingham, which I think is a bad move. But it's not going to be long before we get the new season schedule for 2025. So that'll be interesting. That might be something to think about for this week because they're getting real close to doing that. You and I just kind of on our own put down how we do the schedule for next year and see how close we get to what they're going to do.
Yeah. We could do that.
So there's your homework assignment for next week. But with that, I am done.
Okay. So am I.
Everybody have a good week, and we will see you next week. Tell your friends.